The regular Eveleth City Council meeting scheduled for 2 p.m. August 4th will now come to order. Roll call.
Councillor Hogue.
Here.
Councillor Lillis.
Here.
Councillor Hadrava.
Here.
Mayor Vaisalovich.
Here. Item C, approval of the minutes City Council workshop July 7th. Minutes of City Council meeting July 7th and minutes of City Council workshop on July 22nd. If no one has any changes or additions, call for a motion that we accept these minutes as written.
I'll make that move.
Motion made by Drava, give us support. Support. Support by Lillis.
I wasn't here for that one meeting, so.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item D, approval of the agenda for this evening. And if no one has any additions or deletions, call for a motion that we accept the agenda as it is presented.
I'm not gonna remove 8 and 9.
Well, we'll deal with that when we get to it.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Hogue, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. I don't think we have any appointments or presentations this evening, this afternoon. And if anyone from the audience would like to address the council, we will allow 5 minutes, but at the end of the meeting, we will allow additional time to talk about any subjects that were discussed. If not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Approval of payroll, June 16th through the 30th. Approval of payroll, July 1st through the 15th. Approval of claims for July. And removal of Joe Hall from probationary status as a recommendation by the Public Works Director. Renewal application for optional liquor 2 a.m. license, Sue's Penalty Box. Application for exempt permit, Eveleth Youth Hockey Association at the Eveleth Elks Lodge. If no one has any questions on any of those items, you have a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Support. Motion made by Hogue, support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We have no public hearings at this time, no unfinished business. Under new business, actually items Mike 1, 2, and 3, the change order, they basically have the same issue, just dates.
Correct. Just it's a revision to the original contract completion dates, extending it 32 days from the end of September to the end of October. And it was primarily due to feedback that the architect had received from the contractors on material deliveries. And the reason there's 3 items is we have, again, 3 separate contracts. One general construction, one mechanical, and one electrical.
Can we approve them under one motion, items 1, 2, and 3, since they really just have one same specific issue, the dates?
I think we do them separately because they're separate contractors.
Oh, okay. John, what do you think?
You could do it all together on one motion, since each one separates and explains what it is, if you wish.
Anybody have any objections? You want to take 1, 2, and 3 as one motion? Since they all just deal with the completion date.
Let me, Mike.
Original, I can just ask a question on that. On the dates, the original contract called for completion in September, and it's backing it up till the end of October.
You said that's final completion September 30th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it was August, and it was backed up in September.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's what I was gonna ask.
Any further discussion? Can I call for a motion that we approve the change orders for items 1, 2, and 3 as one motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Hogue. Do I have support?
I'll support it.
Support by Hadrava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. I see the guys are up there in there already, tearing stuff apart, so.
What equipment are we lacking that's gonna take the extra month?
It was material delivery for the contractors. They didn't think they could get it wrapped up by the end of August. But yes, original documents were the end of August. They're backing it up till the end of September. and they just couldn't possibly get all their materials delivered. We just had the pre-con meeting here last week. There was no way that they could have gotten all their materials and gotten it installed. I know one issue we ran into last time, and it sounds like it's gonna be an issue again, is the light fixtures, which if that is the only thing, we already talked to the contractor about just putting some temporary lighting in there, so at least the lights will work, and then the fixtures, whenever they come in, installed. But some of the mechanical equipment, feedback we got from the mechanical contractor is that there's no way he would be able to get his materials here and have it installed.
And it just along the same line with the auditorium, we did do the final then with the auditorium on the second phase?
Not yet, no, that is not, that hasn't been completed yet. I think they're still waiting for basically O&M manuals, I think is about all that needs to be wrapped up that was on the punch list. So you haven't seen a final pay request for that phase yet.
Okay.
Any further discussion? We voted on that, didn't we, Jackie? Yeah, okay. Item 4, consider approving change order number 1 for the Hayes Street Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project. Does this complete that project, Mike?
Yes, this is the change order, and you can see it's an increase of $17,882.50. And the reason for that, if you recall, when we bid this project, we knew the storm sewer was adjacent to the sanitary in the 400 block of Hayes Street. So the engineer included a unit price bid in there for replacing that storm. Our intention was to try to work around it and leave it in place if possible. As they started digging, the existing storm was clay tile pipe, and it was found to be in very poor condition. And as they trenched alongside it, pieces were falling off. So it was decided to replace that entire block. So you're looking at virtually, I think it was about $18,000 just to replace that storm sewer, an additional cost. So some of the other quantities were reduced. We also found some concrete underneath the pavement that had to be removed, and that was also an additional cost. So this is we did get some additional facilities, I guess, out of this additional cost. It would have been a shame to have left that clay tile storm. Better off with what we had.
Okay. Is that part of number 5 too?
4 would be the change order to
Oh,
adjust the
okay.
contract price. 5 is then the final pay request for the project
Oh,
to
okay.
close it out.
Have a motion that we approve the change order to the number 1 to the Hayes Street Sanitary Sewer Project.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. Do I have a support?
Go ahead.
I'll support.
Support by Hadrava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And then item number 5 relating to that change order is the pay request final from Joel and Sop for the amount of $7,651.43 for the Hayes Street Sanitary Sewer Project.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava. Do we have a support?
Support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Another project done,
Yeah.
or partially done.
Got the hard part done, you mean?
Yeah.
Item number 6, consider rejecting quotation from Fluorite Pipes and Sewer LLC for 2015 sanitary sewer cleaning and televising. And they didn't compete all the requirements, it looks like here, Mike, or?
That's correct. They indicated that they were unable to fulfill the requirement of the project labor agreement.
Okay. No one has any objections, call for a motion that we reject the quotation from Fluorite Pipes and Sewer LLC.
I can make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, we have a support.
I'll support.
Support by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 7, consider accepting quotation for 2015 sanitary sewer cleaning and televising. And that is from, I can't read the,
The Empire Pipes.
oh, it's Empire, I can't read the name exactly on here. Empire Pipe?
Yeah.
What was the difference in the cost there?
For both the base and the ad alternate, it's about $6,800 higher. And again, if you recall back in March, we bid this project as a base and with an ad alternate, with the hope that if the prices came in low enough, we might want to do both, and then that would fulfill our requirement or the part of the stipulation agreement we have with the MPCA that all of our televising be done by October 31st, 2016. So with this.
And this price would include that, right?
This, for $6,800, it would be both the base and the ad alternate.
Okay.
So it's certainly your option to just accept the base in this case, and then the ad alternate work, we would probably have to look at bidding next spring. Get that completed by October 31st.
Because I think we were leaning in that direction, weren't we? Going with the whole thing?
To be done with it.
Get
We
it
did,
done
yeah.
with?
We agreed to get it done and be
Yeah.
done with it, I believe.
Then we're done dealing with those folks for a while. Hope it's a long while, but
Is this the same company we used last year, Mike, for that sewer cleaning and televising?
No, we haven't used Empire directly. However, in the past, it's always a requirement of a contractor when they put in new sanitary sewer pipe that they televise it when they're done, part of their installation cost. And I think it was back in 2010, when Grant Avenue was done, that contractor hired Empire. They did the televising for us. Did a very nice job, good records, very happy with the work that.
well, if no one has any questions of Mike, we call for a motion that we accept this quotation from Empire, and that'll finish us up with the MPCA then.
And that's with the ad alternate?
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Lillis, do I have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Hadrava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. And that brings us to number 8. I don't know.
I think we should table it.
Well, like I told you, we can speed the meeting up. If we vote no on number 8, skip 9, and we go right to 10.
There you have it.
Mike, you're gonna abandon us here.
Time to move on, and certainly very difficult decision, but certainly have my years in now in public employment, and I think it's about time that I hang it up and pass the torch and see where life takes.
I hate to see you go and lose all that experience, you know, just like when Brian went, but then we picked up some more experience. That's the thing you miss the most, because these jobs are a learning.
How many years in Eveleth now, Mike?
On November 30th, it'll be about 16 and a half.
I seem to recall you had a 20-year sentence though, didn't you?
Especially coming from Virginia.
How many years were you over there, Mike?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You've been in the racket a long time.
Yeah.
Must be some big shoes to fill. I mean, not too many people know this town like you do.
Well, you've got a lot of people that do. You really do. You've got some excellent personnel here. I've been very fortunate to work with many good people, not only in the public works department, but in the other departments. Certainly gonna miss it, no doubt about it. I've told a few people that, you're excited and you're nervous at the same time.
It is, it's so
I've ever
final.
done.
It is, it's something to think about. Well, as much as I regret, I have to call for a motion that we accept Mike's notice of retirement, November 30th, 2015.
With regret, I make that motion.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have a support?
I'll regretfully support
Don't
realizing
look at me, Mike.
retirement is a pretty good gig, so.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Well, we can torment you for a little while here yet, Mike.
You'll probably be ringing your phone down the road.
Item number 9, consider authorizing city staff to post internally and externally if necessary to fill the vacancy created by the pending retirement of the Director of Public Works.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
So how long will this be posted internally? 1 week? And then after that, it'll be in the paper, I imagine?
Well, you have to see what
Oh,
develops
yeah.
internally.
But we do have some good people
That
internally.
has to be posted within the bargaining unit.
Correct.
Sir, okay, yeah.
Well, I don't think we'd really have much of a problem, looking within here. I know we have some good staff.
Well, Steph might even want to make a move, I don't know.
You look good in DOT orange and hard hat.
Okay, we got that handled. And number 10, consider approving pay request number 2 for cleaning, repairing, and painting 200,000 gallon West Eveleth elevated water tower. That was kind of a scramble on the painting part of that. Nobody wanted to pick the color, but then they told us they're leaving town, they won't be back for how long?
I'll tell you what, coming east from Highway 7, you can see it. I mean, it stands out. When I saw it, it was partially painted. Looked like the north half of the bowl. The rest of it was still primer, but it looked good from what was at that point. I think that was last week when I saw it.
I went out there today, there's somebody on the roof still rolling paint on top of that tank. They're still going at it.
But it's a nice color. I mean,
Really does look good. And just for your information, I guess for an up-to-the-minute update, we are starting to fill the tower.
Oh, okay.
Disinfected this morning. We fill it. It sits for 24 hours. We collect samples, have it analyzed for bacteria. Finding none, it'll go back in service hopefully toward.
oh, perfect.
Oh, good.
And there's been very little interruption out there, haven't?
Yeah, we had a few bumps in the road early on,
Yeah.
but I don't think, with the exception of a few main breaks that we had early on, we've been able to keep everybody in water during the entire duration. United Taconite, by far our largest customer in the city, had to make some alterations to how they fill their tank, slow down the fill rate, and that took care of the problem with the main break. So it's been, I'm sure, an inconvenience for them, but hopefully if we have them back on by the end of the week, they can.
And then the lettering will be done.
That has been done.
It
Well, it is done now.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't up there when I saw it.
Well, in that new yellow tank, you can sure see the name up there, really
Take it
clear.
out there later.
Really stands out. Yeah, when the leaves and stuff go, you really notice it good from the road. Call for a motion that we pay these gentlemen for this project.
So moved.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have support?
I'll support it.
Support by Hadrava, any further discussion?
Weren't we rate a budget with this project?
Yeah, actually, the bid came in, oh boy, I have to think, close to 100,000 under the original estimate.
Okay,
I think as far as change orders go, I think we're gonna be in pretty good shape.
okay.
Few things, a little give and take here to finish. Pretty close to that bid.
Okay, you made the motion, Brad, you supported it?
Yep.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item number 11. And final payment to G-Men for $92.49 for the demolition of the 2014 building project. That's the house across from the nursing home? Jackie?
Yes.
Okay. This is this a pass-through of funding, or basically, or?
Well, the county, for the 610 Grant Avenue, paid for the asbestos abatement, and what'll happen is I'll do a grant request, reimbursement from the IRRB. They funded part of that, and for Grant Avenue, you, the city council, are paying a small portion of that.
Okay.
So they paid like 30,000.
The grant reimburses quite a bit, and the other two houses that were torn down didn't cost the city any money. The only cost was my time and the cost of the city engineer to put the packet together and do the bidding. But the other two homeowners paid their portion, plus IRRB grant money.
And that is a city lot now then, or is it a county?
Still a county lot.
Okay. Any questions that we call for a motion that we pay G-Man for the demolition of that piece of property, which, nice to have that thing down. It was a pretty tough-looking building, half torn down over the winter.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do I have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item number 12, donation agreement with Wells Fargo to the city of Eveleth for 625 Summit Street, Eveleth. And that one, I think, is gonna be another tear down, if I'm not mistaken. That was kind of a problem house, I think, in town for the last few years. I don't know if you're familiar with that house. It's a big old 3-story.
What on Summit?
Some in the corner across from the old Shivery grocery store. McKinley.
Yeah, no, I
it's-
know
nice
the old
corner.
grocery store. It's that stucco one.
Yeah, it's right across McKinley from it. Nice corner lot. No further discussion. Can I call for a motion that we accept the donation from Wells Fargo to the city of Eveleth?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava. Do I have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Do we have any preliminary work done on the demo of that, Jackie? I saw somebody up there with a clipboard a while back, walking around.
Did?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe it was somebody from the bank. No, I haven't
Oh,
done anything
okay.
up there.
Mayor, you may notice that there was one error made by the corporate offices because they have the legal description as St. Louis County, Missouri in the legal, and Lonnie has checked on that. I believe they're correcting that. Hopefully they will.
Yeah, I've already corrected that and gave Stephanie a new copy to put in the
You did?
packet. Yeah.
That'd been an interesting piece of property to own down there, whatever that is. Okay, item number 13, request from the Elks Lodge to use City Auditorium, October 15th through the 17th. And I'm hoping that place is all ready to go by then.
That's like 2 weeks after the end of the project.
Yeah, give us a chance to clean it out. I'm anticipating it's probably gonna be done a little earlier. They're just giving themselves a good cushion to get
Don't
everything done.
foresee any delays on that
No,
completion of you?
not at this time, right? And we'll certainly bring this to the attention of the contractors too. The fire
Yeah,
project wrapped up before that.
I'm wondering if they're aware of their needs with regard to tables and so forth? Are we
So-
gonna have anything available?
Actually, George Walters went over to the auditorium with a bunch of folks from the Elks, and they really want to use the facility. They'll even go in there and clean up ahead of time. And regarding tables and chairs, if we don't have table and chairs by then, he's just going to go rent them. So they're well aware of what it's like, and they're very anxious, and like I said, we're ready to help out with cleaning it up and tidying it up before their event.
I hope
Very
it's ready so it gets some exposure, for an event like this.
no, I was in there when they had that, film festival, Duluth Film Festival. And looked like one of those windows on that wall with the fire hall looked broken.
Yeah, we're thinking of maybe just boarding them up and staining them the
Or-
same as the frames.
I mean, those windows look tough. I mean, I think we should do something with those, or at least that broken one for sure. I don't know are those paints expensive? I mean, they're kind of like that frosted, or, you know what I mean? You can't see through them. You can see light through them.
I think those were just painted, all, but as the mayor had mentioned, another option would be to just sheet over the entire walls, same colors.
Yeah, and just so they match the frame, just put an insert of maybe plywood or something, just stain it like the frame.
I mean, so it looks nice.
Yeah, it'll blend right
You
in.
don't want it to look like a boarded up house or.
Well, no, it's gonna be to match everything. Because the windows, I don't know if there's any light that comes in through there anymore or not.
No, there's a roof over that, what used to be like a little.
Skylight there?
Courtyard between.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, you can see that when they have the lights on in the fire hall, because that's their
Yes,
storage.
yes.
That might not be a bad idea anyway for security reasons.
Well, we'll get that handled before then. Give a motion that we give the Elks, grant their request to use the auditorium.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Drava. Do I have a support?
I'll support that.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 14, resolution accepting donation for Main Street hanging flower baskets for $2,500 from the Eveleth Merchant Association. I think we just had a orchid in the paper on them baskets, and all they're watered and maintained, they look good.
Really dresses up the Main Street.
It sure does. Were you gonna make that motion there, Bradley, to
I
accept
will.
that?
I will.
Do I have a support to that?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 15, a letter from Tom Gentilini for Eveleth School Board member. Brad, you know a little bit about this since you're kind of involved with the school?
Well, I do know a little bit about it. Mr. Gentilini would like to see the school grow, I think, in the way of manual arts again, which we really, nobody up here has been doing for a while. And I think he's asking our support in that category.
I think that's great.
I think it's, the basics are what you need. You know, when we all went to school, they had that. I'm no carpenter or welder, but at least you knew how everything worked and could do it. And that's kind of getting to be a lost art, the craft. Because, you know, computer isn't going to jump off the desk and weld something or wire an outlet. No, I think that's a very worthwhile,
And I think that's a great program.
very good idea Tom has.
And I don't know what exactly the school has in mind with the programs, but I know they are working on it and they're in support of some kind of program to keep it going and doing something along that line. So it's just a matter of how things iron out up there, I would imagine.
Well, it's even the technical college over there too. I was surprised to hear they never had an auto mechanics course anymore.
Yeah.
Every
Did away with the cement, the auto, the millwright course.
every shop is looking for an auto mechanic. I couldn't believe it because I asked one of the people looking for one, and I said, "Can't you get a graduate from the school?" He goes, "They don't have the course anymore." He said, "I take one immediately." Yeah, I was really surprised with that. You know, they're kind of lost sync with what's going on in the area, I think, but that's just my opinion. Because I see the windmill is down.
That's a fan.
I call for a motion. You made the motion, you supported?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they want each of us to fill this out? Or is this on
No,
behalf of the
this-
city? Okay.
All in favor? Brad, you made the motion, and Brian, you supported it?
Yeah, is that what happened?
I don't think we voted. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item 16, request from the police chief to sell forfeited vehicles. We're gonna need a dealer's license pretty quick here. What is it, 7 a year? We gotta get a license? Think you hit that, Tim. Pretty nice stuff. Are they going the usual way then to do bid? Call for a motion that we accept the chief's recommendation to sell these forfeited vehicles. They're of no use to the city.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. Do I have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. That takes care of our new business. Anybody have any presentations or committee reports over the past month?
I saw I was up behind the curling club and I saw the drilling operation going for Chingani. So
Oh,
they
no.
did that this past week, or last week.
Minnesota Power, they doing borings down there yet?
I think Brian's talking about the soil borings for Chick.
Yeah.
Right.
Up behind the Hall of Fame. Others, I have nothing else.
I had one item, I think we had an epidemic of chicken farmers in town here, but the police department handled that. Those kind of animals under ordinance, I don't think are allowed, because they're not, because farm animal isn't considered a pet, I think that's what the ordinance states. Yeah, surprised, we had one on each end of town, but they got handled in a hurry here. So Brian, do you have anything else to add?
I don't.
Brian, do you have anything to bring up?
Well, I just want to remind the public that today is National Night Out Day, and City of Eveleth is participating once again. There are two different events that are occurring. One starts at 4 p.m. at the Leonidas Community Center. It runs until 6 p.m. And out at Veterans Park, the event starts at 6 p.m. and runs till 8 p.m. But I understand the Elks Club is got the soccer shootout starting at 4:30. So great events, good chance to get out and meet your neighbors and so forth. So encourage everybody to show up. I'm going to try to make both of them. So
It's getting to be a pretty big event, the National Night Out.
yeah, it's nationwide, and it seems to have grown a little bit every year. So hopefully we'll see a bunch of people out there today.
Well, yep, more people are talking about it, so, it's getting a lot more notoriety, which, in a positive nature. Anything else, Brian?
No, sir.
Brad, do you have anything
Not right at the time.
nothing to add?
Nothing to add right at the moment except for, tonight will be a lot of fun, and it has been the last few years, and it's growing every year a little bit more and more, so please come see it.
Is the blight, the lawn cutting kind of dropped down, what we had to do? Because I hear a lot of lawnmowers constantly.
We still have some issues. I think the weather is a little dry, so you're not seeing a big influx of grass growing right now. But the officers are still diligently following up on blight complaints.
Other than the usual suspects we, get. Because, I've heard a lot of lawnmowers running and have noticed it isn't quite as bad, but maybe the heat slowed it down. Well, I don't have anything further to bring up. Chief, do you have anything to add?
Nope. And just to reconfirm on the National Night Out, they're having Lifelink 3 helicopter landing about 6 o'clock out at the pavilion out at Vail, so it should be something to see. And there'll be prizes for the kids and adults. There'll be food and beverages for everybody, so come on up.
Sounds good. Mike, do you have anything to add?
Just one item, I received quotes last week for our tree planting for this year. As you recall, you budget $5,000 this year for new tree planting. And so right now, Jerry and I are putting together a list of locations for new boulevard tree plantings this year. So if anybody would like a boulevard tree, please get in touch with me if you can in the next week, and make sure we get that on the list.
Okay. Rod, do you have anything to add? Everything, projects all moving along?
They're scheduled shortly, and contractor should be moving in, in the month.
Okay. Jackie, you have anything to add? John, you got any words of wisdom for us here?
My words of wisdom were gone by noon today.
Steph, you have anything to add here? No one from the audience has anything? Then I will adjourn the meeting.